Parkinson's second law. Expenses rise to meet income. That's the whole trap in one line. It explains why a person earning six figures can still be one paycheck away from broke. The raise arrives. The relief lasts about a month. Then the new number quietly becomes the new normal. Studies on lifestyle inflation keep finding the same thing. Most of every raise you'll ever get gets absorbed by a slightly bigger life. A nicer car, a shorter commute paid for in higher rent, small upgrades that never feel like spending. You don't decide to inflate. It happens while you're busy feeling successful. And here's the strangest part. The number on your paycheck can double, and the number in your account can stay exactly where it was. Same fear, same tightness at the end of the month. More income, same trap. This isn't about discipline yet. It's about a pattern almost nobody sees while it's happening to them. Look closer, and the pattern has a texture you can feel. It's the sigh of relief that fades faster each time. It's the promotion that solves everything for exactly one payday. Earning more felt like the answer for so long. Almost no one questions whether the question itself was wrong. Here's what almost no one tells you about this law. Parkinson didn't discover it by studying salaries. He wasn't watching households at all. He was watching a government. A British historian named Cyril Northcote Parkinson noticed something absurd inside the machinery of the state. An institution that kept growing while its real work quietly disappeared. The same force that swells a bureaucracy is the force that swells your monthly spending. Once you see where this idea actually came from, you can't unsee it in your own life, because it means the problem was never your willpower. It was never about being bad with money. It's a structure, a pattern that repeats in empires and in kitchens, in navies and in bank accounts. Stay with the story. What he found in a room full of clerks explains the tightness you feel every single month. And it begins with warships that no longer existed. He wasn't a moralist. He was a satirist with a historian's eye for numbers. And the numbers refused to behave. They grew when they should have shrunk. That contradiction became one of the most quoted ideas of the century. Keep that contradiction in mind. Your money is living inside the very same one right now. Picture the raise you always wanted. It finally lands. For a week, everything feels lighter. You breathe out. Then something quiet happens. The grocery basket gets a little fuller. You stop checking the price of the good coffee. The subscription you meant to cancel just stays. None of it feels reckless. Each choice is small, reasonable, earned. That's exactly why it works. Lifestyle inflation doesn't arrive as one big mistake. It arrives as 100 tiny yeses. And here's the cruel arithmetic. Your income jumped in one clean step. Your expenses rose to meet it in a slow, invisible drift. By the time the next raise comes, the last one has already vanished. Not into anything you can point to. Just into a life that quietly got more expensive. You didn't get richer, you got more comfortable at the same edge. And comfort at the edge is still the edge. Notice what never happens in that story. You never sit down and choose to spend the whole raise. There's no single receipt for it. There's no moment of decision to regret. That's the genius of the trap. It hides inside 100 choices that each looked completely fine on their own. Now, the story that started it all. Between 1914 and 1928, the British Royal Navy shrank hard. The number of warships in commission fell by roughly 2/3. The sailors who crewed them dropped by nearly 1/3. Less fleet, less to command, less to actually do. By every logic, the office that ran the Navy should have shrunk too. It didn't. In those same years, the number of Admiralty officials grew by 78%. Read that again. The work fell away. The bureaucracy exploded. Fewer ships. Far more administrators to manage the ships that weren't there. Parkinson stared at those numbers and asked the obvious question: how does an institution grow while its reason for existing disappears? The answer he found doesn't just explain a navy, it explains the pull on your paycheck. It explains why nothing you earn ever quite fills up. These are real figures, not a parable. Warships in commission fell from dozens to a handful. Admiralty officials climbed by more than 3/4. Parkinson published them in 1958. He wanted proof, not just a clever line. And the proof pointed somewhere deeply human underneath the paperwork. Here's the mechanism Parkinson uncovered. He said an official wants to multiply subordinates, not rivals, and officials make work for each other. One clerk hires 2 assistants. Those assistants generate memos, reviews, meetings. Soon everyone is busy. Everyone feels needed. The system grows to justify itself, not to do more real work, to feel more essential. Now turn that same lens on your own money. Your income is the institution. Your lifestyle is the bureaucracy. Give the system more resources, and it invents new reasons to consume them. A bigger place needs furniture. A better car needs better everything. Each upgrade quietly generates its own little staff of costs. The spending isn't serving your life anymore. Increasingly, your life is serving the spending. That's the quiet inversion. The tool starts running the hand that holds it, and you rarely notice the exact moment it flips. Watch how neatly it maps onto a life. The first upgrade always seems to justify the second. Comfort becomes the baseline you now have to defend. Defending it costs more than reaching it did. So the costs recruit more costs. And the whole thing marches on, hiring, always hiring. Think about what an empty office full of busy people really is. Motion without mission. That's exactly what Parkinson saw. Rooms of intelligent people generating work that only existed because they were there to generate it. Now walk that into your own week. How much of what you spend on actually serves a need? And how much serves a version of yourself you're maintaining for an audience? The premium plan you use once. The gadget bought to become a person you never became. This is spending as identity management. Not survival, not even joy. Just the upkeep of an image. Bureaucracies do it with staff. We do it with purchases. Both grow because shrinking feels like admitting the extra was never needed in the first place. And admitting that is uncomfortable. So the machine keeps hiring, and your expenses keep climbing to meet whatever comes in. Ask it honestly, and the answer stings a little. So much of modern spending is quiet performance. We furnish a self for people who aren't even watching. The image needs maintenance, and maintenance needs money. Cut the audience out of the equation, and half the pressure simply evaporates. There's a moment almost everyone lives through. The promotion, the bigger title, the number you used to dream about, now real on the page. And 6 months later, you're standing in exactly the same spot. Same tightness, same math at the end of the month. You earn more and somehow have the same or less. It's disorienting because the culture told you a simple story. Earn more and the pressure ends. But the pressure never came from the size of the income. It came from the pattern that expands to swallow it. Chasing a higher salary to escape money stress is like running faster on a treadmill to reach the wall. The belt just speeds up with you. More income met by more expense leaves you standing exactly where you began. Only now, the fall would be from higher up. Sit with the disorientation for a second. You did everything right. You worked, you climbed, you won the number. And the tightness followed you up every single rung. That's not personal failure. That's a law doing exactly what laws do. Predictably, impersonally, to everyone who doesn't see it. So here's the question that should unsettle you. If more money doesn't fix it, what does? Because you can already feel where this is going. You could double your income tomorrow. Truly double it. And within a year, this same tightness could find you again, sitting in a nicer room, wearing a nicer version of the exact same worry. The raise isn't the cure. Sometimes it's the accelerant. That's the part that keeps people trapped for decades. They keep treating a structural problem with a numerical solution. More, more, more. When the real lever was never the size of the river. It was the shape of the banks. What actually breaks the pattern isn't earning at all. It's something almost nobody is taught to do on purpose. And in psychology, it has a strange, specific name. It sounds almost too simple to be true. But simple isn't the same as easy. The name for the way out isn't a bigger salary. It isn't a secret. It's a mechanism in your own mind, running quietly in the background, deciding how much any of this ever satisfies you. Psychologists call the engine behind all this hedonic adaptation. It's the mind's habit of returning to a baseline of feeling no matter what changes around it. Get the upgrade, feel the lift, then drift right back to neutral. It kept our ancestors alive. Never satisfied for long meant never stopping. But in a world of endless upgrades, that same wiring becomes a leak. Every new comfort quietly resets to normal. Then it needs the next one just to feel the same again. Your spending rises not because the last thing failed you. It rises because the last thing worked, then wore off. This is why the six-figure earner feels no richer than they did before. The scenery improved. The internal thermostat didn't move an inch. And a thermostat you can't see is a thermostat you can never set. This is why the treadmill feels endless. Adaptation is invisible while it's happening to you. You only ever feel the current level as normal. Never the miracle it would have looked like 10 years ago. What once felt like abundance now just feels like Tuesday. That reset is the whole leak. Now watch someone who broke out of it. They got the same raise you did, but they did something strange with it. They let their life stay still, on purpose. The income went up. The lifestyle held its shape. That gap between the two, the part they refused to inflate, became the only thing that ever actually accumulated. They weren't more disciplined by nature. They just understood the law. They knew expenses rise to meet income unless you build a wall between the two. So they built the wall first, before the money arrived to argue with them. The raise never touched the ground of their daily life. It went somewhere the pattern simply couldn't reach it. Same salary as you, completely different destination. The difference was never income. It was a decision made once and then quietly kept. And notice what they didn't do. They didn't punish themselves. They didn't live small out of fear. They simply refused to let the number redraw their whole life. The wall wasn't restriction. It was direction. A single boundary that quietly did the work 1,000 willpower moments never could. Here's the uncomfortable truth underneath all of it. Your bank balance isn't really a measure of what you earn. It's a record of who you've decided to be, repeated daily. Every purchase is a tiny vote for an identity, the person who needs the upgrade, or the person who quietly doesn't. Income is what comes in. Identity is what decides how much of it stays. This is why lottery winners so often return to broke, and why some people on modest salaries quietly build real stability. The number was never the deciding factor. The self behind the number was. You don't rise to the level of your income. You fall to the level of your habits. And habits are just a self you keep confirming, one small choice at a time, until the choice stops even feeling like a choice. So the real question was never how much you make. It was who signs off on the spending inside you. Change the earner and nothing changes. Change the self, and the same income behaves completely differently. That's the lever hiding in plain sight. Not the paycheck, the person receiving it. The decision that shapes your money isn't made at the bank. It's made in the ordinary seconds nobody films. The pause before the checkout. The upgrade offered exactly when you feel you deserve it. The subscription that renews while you sleep. Nobody feels rich or poor in those moments. They just feel normal. And that's the danger. The pattern lives in the invisible, in the choices too small to seem like decisions at all. Parkinson's officials never chose to bloat the Navy. Each hire felt perfectly reasonable in the moment. That's how every trap this quiet works. Not one big fall, 1,000 tiny, sensible steps in the same direction, which means the way out is also tiny, also invisible, also made in those same unremarkable seconds you usually let slip right past you. And once you see it there, you see it everywhere. The trap was never dramatic. It was polite. It asked permission in the smallest possible voice every day until yes became automatic. That's the good news buried inside it. Something built from tiny moments can be dismantled the very same way. So here's the one habit that actually interrupts the law. Before your next upgrade, ask yourself a single question. Is this expense serving my life, or is my life serving this expense? Say it plainly, in the moment, before the yes escapes you. Not to feel guilty, to wake up, because naming the pattern is what strips it of its power. The whole trap depends on you not noticing. On each yes feeling far too small to question. The moment you make the invisible decision visible, you finally get to actually make it. And here's the line worth keeping. A raise you don't notice is a raise you'll never keep. The wall between income and lifestyle isn't built with more money. It's built with a question, asked on purpose, one ordinary moment at a time. Say it before the tap, before the click, before the upgrade. It takes 2 seconds, and it changes the whole equation. You can't inflate what you've forced yourself to see clearly. The pattern only survives in the dark. Bring one honest question to it, and the machinery finally stalls. Parkinson watched a navy grow while its ships disappeared. You've been watching the same strange thing in your own account for years. Income rising, freedom standing perfectly still. But now you know the shape of it. The tightness was never proof that you earned too little. It was the pattern, patiently filling every space you left open for it. Leave less open, and something new can finally gather there instead. The next raise is already on its way to meet your expenses. This time, you'll see it coming. Same paycheck, different ending. So don't wait for a bigger number to feel free. The freedom was never hiding in the raise. It was hiding in the gap you choose to protect. Parkinson found a law inside a navy. You get to find the exception inside a single question. Same paycheck, different ending.